Hi there, I'm Dwayne,
And I'm Drew.
and this is our old school, new school garage, where we're trying to blend the best of old school, like V8 power and manual transmissions.
And new school, like fuel injection and disc brakes.
Yep, those are pretty good items. Anyway, this is our 1966 Ford Bronco. We've owned it for about 3 years now, and although you might look at it and think, wow, they haven't done much in 3 years. Well, looks can be a little deceiving. I wouldn't entirely disagree with you, but looks can be a little deceiving. So, what would you say about it when we got it, Drew?
Well, we found it rotting under a tree and it hadn't run for 5 years.
That's right. Hadn't run in 5 years, had to tow it home, and after we got out, we got all the spiders and pine needles out of it. What was our first project?
Well, there wasn't really a key for it.
Yep, no key, so we had to drill out the lock cylinder and go order one from Tom's Bronco Parts. Those guys shipped one to us. We got it in, and we're able to chase down a few more electrical issues and get it running. After that, we've had a lot of fun with it, but there are some other things that we had to do. So we'll kind of walk through that real quick and maybe talk about a little bit about our next project. All right, so when we bought it, it had an old 289 in there, and it wasn't running very well. We did manage to use it for the first year or so, but then it started to show its fatal flaws. So although initially we planned on rebuilding that 289, that wasn't really going to work out. That motor was very destroyed. So we ordered a crate motor from Blueprint Engines. It's a 347 stroker, has aluminum heads, and runs some pretty strong horsepower. Nice old school V8 power. However, what did we do up top, Drew?
We put a Vitek fuel injection unit on it.
Yep, that's right. We went new school and put a Vitek throttle body fuel injection in there. And I have to say, for new school technology, I'm pretty impressed with it. It starts every time, whether it's hot or cold. Altitude doesn't affect it. And we've had it on some out in the dunes on some pretty crazy angles, huh? And no issues with stalls or float bowls, any of that sort of stuff. It's worked well. As long as we were in there, we tried to clean it up a bit, especially the electrical. And we ended up going with a Duraley electric fan, 2-speed fan. We live in the Northwest where it's pretty mild, so that works great for us. Not so sure if it would work great if you lived in, say, Arizona. Another thing we had to do right off the bat was suspension work. The rear leaf springs were sagging, so we had to replace those, and then we had to take care of some front suspension issues, namely a real fun project called replacing C-bushings, which for anybody who's not done that, that is basically taking the entire front suspension apart so that you can get to these little bushings that are right here to replace them. But as long as we were in there, we went ahead and replaced pretty much everything else that we could. Put in some new shocks, some Bilsteins, and did some different things, and cleaned it up. And it runs a lot better now, wouldn't you say, Drew?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so a lot better to drive. So as we kind of walk around it, let's take a look at the interior real quick. We put some new seats in there, center console, and new back seat as well. However, overall, it's still pretty rough. We put a new tack in, some windshield wiper motors, but this interior definitely still needs a lot of work. Wouldn't you say, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah. As we kind of move around back, one of the things that we did do when we put the Vitek unit on is we replaced the gas tank with a 23-gallon unit under here, much larger tank. And it's a EFI version, so it has the fuel pump built right in there. And I have to say that's been really slick. There's a little bit of work running a high-pressure stainless steel braided line up and a return line back, but it's worked really well. And we've been very happy with it. We have some Mickey Thompson wheels on there, 35-inch tires. They work great out on the dunes. You're able to air them down and get some very good traction out there. So that's kind of a quick walk around of our Bronco. What are some of the upcoming projects we have, Drew?
Our next projects will be power steering.
Yeah, power steering. New school technology for sure, but I'm all for it as somebody who's got to try to turn 35-inch tires once they're aired down. That can be quite a lot of work. So I'm looking forward to that new school technology. When we get all the parts in, we're also going to address some brake issues and things like that at that time. When we get the parts in, we'll do another video and kind of show you what we're doing before we do it. But for now, this is our old school, new school garage, and this is our 1966 Bronco. Thanks for watching.